to another. Oh, we're ready. Okay, so sorry about that. Welcome everyone. My name is Bethany. I am an education specialist with Singer, and I am here in our Nashville headquarters in our studio, and we're going to be doing another sew along with Michael. So we're excited to have you here and join us on this class. As Felicia mentioned, this is recorded. So we're going to be going through and sewing together, but if you're not able to sew along with us during this class and you want to sew along later and you're just tuning in to watch and take notes, that's fantastic. But you can go back and watch this recording either on their YouTube channel, at Michael's YouTube channel, or on their website as well. And that'll be available within the next day or two. So today we have a couple people behind the scenes that are helping me. So I want to introduce them really quick. You're not going to see their faces, but they are in the chat box there to help you. Sani is there. She is my manager and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to sewing. So if you have any questions about what we're doing today, drop those in the chat box. She will help answer those. And if it's something that I need to repeat for you, she'll let me know. And then Amy is also here. She is going to be helping with any questions you might have about any of the products I'm using today or the sewing machine I'm using today. Anything that comes from Michael, she'll be dropping links and information about that as well. So they're here to help behind the scenes and we appreciate them. Today I am sewing on the Singer Heavy Duty 4452. This is available at Michael's along with the other machines I have back here and my iron, which we'll talk about the iron in a little bit. It's my favorite iron. And we're going to start making this wonderful 3-in-1 organizer. This is perfect for your craft room, your sewing room. This is the reason I decided to come up with this project for this month. Is I don't know if you know, but it's National Sewing Month. And we decided to do something that would benefit you as a sewist in your sewing journey and keep you organized in your space. So this is a 3-in-1, and I'm going to explain to you what those three parts are. So we have our pin cushion at the top. We have our thread catcher basket here. And this little pocket right here is perfect for your seam ripper, your clippers, your turning tool, anything like that, just to have it all handy. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I am at my machine, I look for my scissors and I realize I've left them on the ironing board, and then I'm at my ironing board and I need some pins and they're over here by my machine. So I'm always running back and forth and it's a little frustrating. And then I end up with a lap full and a floor full of threads. So this is going to help keep me organized and clean and everything in one place. This little caddy right here will sit right on the edge and balance off the edge of your countertop. But then you can take this whole thing right over to your ironing board and balance it off the edge of your ironing board. So it, again, keeps it all in one place. You can move from machine to ironing board, nice and easy. So this is what we're making today. So if you guys have already printed out your instructions, if you're following along and you're sewing along, use this to take some notes. We're going to go over all of these steps today, but we are going to go kind of fast because there's a lot of steps. And we want to make sure we cover it all in the time that we have. Again, this is recorded, so don't get overwhelmed. You can go back and watch it later, I promise. In these instructions, you'll see that I broke it down by piece. And the reason I did that is I wanted us to construct it like, let's do the strap first, and then we're going to finish the strap and add the pillow, and then we're going to put those two together, and then we're going to add the bag. So it all builds on itself, and that makes it a lot easier. So how's everybody doing in the chat? Everybody good? You can find the instructions. You want to drop where you can find the instructions? She just put it up there. Awesome, Amy. Thank you. I saw we had people watching from like all around the world. That is so cool. All right, so are we ready to get started? Any questions? Okay, perfect. I think we're going to start over here on this overhead camera. We've got a couple of camera views and angles so that you guys can see everything. So we're going to just flip over here. Perfect. Thank you so much. So one thing I wanted to show you, and you should have already in the pre-class instructions, some prep work that we asked you to do, just if you are sewing along with us, is to have your pieces already pre-cut and to have your stabilizer already pressed on to each of the pieces that need it. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Only 4 of them need stabilizer. The inside lining, which is your biggest piece, does not need the stabilizer, okay? We're going to set that aside for now. One little trick I want to show you, and I did not mention this in the instructions that I wrote, so you might want to make a note of this, is when you are doing these pieces, you can take a fabric marker or whatever, pen or something, and write on the stabilizer what each piece is. So I have outside lining, pocket, pillow, and strap. The reason I recommend doing that, especially if you are using different color pieces and stuff, these three right here are very similar in size. They're all the same length, but they're all different by like ½ an inch this way. So it's easy to get them mixed up, and to avoid that, this is my little cheat sheet right here, is to do that. So we're going to set some of these pieces aside. We don't need that lining just yet. And I've got these in order. So we're going to start with the strap, and then we're going to go to the pillow. So for the strap piece, and we're just going to jump right in, we're going to fold this in half lengthwise. And I am using our Singer iron today. This iron is fantastic. It gets so hot. It's great steam, and it's got this great point right here, which will come in handy when we're doing our corners. So I'm just going to lightly press it in half. And what we're going to do, let's go over to the sewing machine in just a second, and we're going to sew down the side in just a little bit and stop. We're going to leave about a 2-inch, 1.5 to 2 inch gap. And then we are going to come down this side and all the way back. Okay. We want to leave an opening so we can turn it right side out. Okay. So if we can switch over to our, is it switching?
That's already switched.
Okay. It's not showing on my end. So I just wanted to make sure that, is everybody able to see this one right here? The close-up camera. Okay. I just want to make sure you guys are all seeing the right thing. Now, I just can't see it, so it's hard for me to make sure it's in the right place. But we're okay. They'll let me know. On this machine, I am using a 1/4 inch piecing foot. This is just because we are doing everything with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you don't have a 1/4 inch piecing foot, that is okay. I'm going to take it off so you guys can see what it looks like. I'll hold it up close right here. You guys see that? It's got the little lines. It's a narrower foot. So it allows you to do a 1/4 inch seam. You set your needle to the center point, and you follow, you put your fabric along this edge, and that'll be a 1/4 inch seam. And what's great about putting these feet on the Singer machines is you just kind of drop it down, it snaps right into place, and you're good to go. But I think I got my thread caught in it, so I'm going to do that again. Get it? There we go. Awesome. All right, so we are ready to sew. I am just doing a straight stitch. I have it set to about 2.5 to 3. Like I said, your needle is at the center position on this piecing foot. And we are just gonna get to sewing. It's a 1/4 inch piecing foot. It is available on Michael's website. All right, now don't forget, when you start, you want, of course, my thread just slipped right out. Let me try that again. Well, it has been one of those days, let me tell you. And Sonny is trying to get my camera view up so I can see what you guys are seeing, so I can make sure that you guys see everything clearly. Do I have mine locked in position? I shouldn't. Okay. Let's try that again. We'll get off to a rocky start. Here we go. As I was saying, you want to make sure that you backstitch to start your stitch so it holds it in place. My fabric is going right along that outside edge of the 1/4 inch foot. We're gonna, sometimes it's easier to use that manual wheel on the side to get right to the edge. I'm gonna just leave the needle down and pivot. We're just gonna go a little bit, back stitch and stop. Lift our foot and kind of trim that. And then we're gonna put it back in here, but we're gonna go down to this end. We wanna leave that opening so that we can turn it right side out. Back stitch again. All right, I got a little far that time, but that's okay. Just straighten it back out. all the way to the end, back stitch, and there we go. So now we have, this is our strap. We're going to trim all of these and you're going to turn it. Thank you, Sonny, for fixing that. I appreciate it. Turn it right side out. And this is not a very big hole. And with the stabilizer, it is a little challenging to turn it. For time's sake, I went ahead and turned one because we've got a lot to do. So we're going to come back over to the overhead camera right here. And I have turned this one right side out. And what you're going to take next is your pillow piece. This is your pincushion piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold the pillow in half. You can either crease this with your finger or you can press it with the iron. And then we're going to open it and it leaves a little crease mark. And that is where this little crease mark I have right here is where we're going to center our strap on this left side. I know it's probably right side on your screen, but it's on my left side. Turn it this way. So we're going to center the strap on this side of our pillow. The opening for the strap that we just did is going to be right along this edge. Now you'll see I have turned this strap. I have pointed out, I've used my little tool here, see? And I got all my corners out and I did press it really well so there was no wrinkles. And I have laid my strap down with the opening side here. We're not closing it yet. We're going to close it when we close this pillow. So it just does it all in one step. And we're going to line it up here centered between the halfway point and this end. Now you'll see here I have my strap folded up and pinned because when we sew around our pillow like this, we don't want this end of the strap to get caught in the seam allowance. So we just want it tucked out of the way. So just fold it up and pin it out of the way. And next we're going to fold this back in half. And I like to use clips, but you can use pins. But when you have all this stabilizer, sometimes the clips are a little easier. And what I like to do, we are going to do the same thing we did on the strap. We're going to sew down this side, come in a little bit and stop, leave a gap, about a 2.5 inch gap or more, and then sew a little more and then come down this side. And the reason is we need to be able to turn this right side out again. A little trick that I like to do, just because sometimes I forget to stop sewing, is I will use my clips to kind of mark where I need to start and stop. Okay, so I'm going to sew here and down, stop, sew here and down. Okay, so we're going to go back over to the machine. I know it's a lot of back and forth today, but it is worth it, I promise. Okay, once again, I'm using my 1/4 inch piecing foot. I've got it lined up along the edge of the fabric here. Drop my needle and hold my thread. And again, don't forget to back stitch. Okay, I'm gonna pivot and turn and sing about it. I sing a little bit when I sew, so just forgive me. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy it. All right. Lift this up and trim our thread. I love the little thread trimmer right here. Come back down on this end. Get the back stitch again. Leave your needle down when you pivot. It just helps hold everything in place. Now, when you come down this side, you want to make sure, where I've got my little clip right here, that you're catching the strap piece, okay? That needs to go in that seam. That's what's going to sew this all together.
So Bethany, why is it important to actually backstitch each time?
It helps lock those stitches in place, especially in an opening where you're going to be turning the fabric right side out. You don't want your stitches to come apart. You want to make this nice and strong and sturdy. Okay. So now I'm just going to use my little snips and I'm going to snip my threads. This is why I need my thread catcher. I have a black full of threads without it. Now the fabrics I'm using today, just so you guys know, they do come in these beautiful sets from Michaels. They're pre-cut fabrics. And they come in these adorable matching sets. Here, I'll show you a couple. Look how cute this is. I got this at the Michaels store. You can order these online as well. And this would make a cute little thread catcher using all of these different pieces for different parts. So they have some really fun ones. Definitely go check those out. So now we're going to go back over here to our little pressing station. And we're going to turn this right side out. There's going to be a lot of this, so just be prepared. And again, with the stabilizer, it is a little challenging. It just takes a minute. Be patient, and don't forget you've got that pin in there holding the strap down, so don't hook yourself. I learned from my mistake when I was making this the first time. All right, and we can just take that little pin out. There we go. So now we have our strap and our pillow. This is going to be our pin cushion, and I am just using, I like to call it a corner tool. It may have a more technical term. Sonny, do you know the technical term for this tool I'm using?
Corner turner.
Corner turner. Very creative here. This point is great for getting the corners out. I like to run it along the seams to press them out really well.
Come closer. We're having
yeah, sure. Sorry.
There we go.
Sometimes it's hard when you are so used to working close to yourself. There we go. Let's do this side. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to see these little opening right here that we had. Let me just turn these threads a little. I'm going to just use my fingers and tuck this down about 1/4 inch, just like our seam allowance, and we're going to press this nice and neat. We have a nice, clean looking pillow. And this is where that little corner tab on this iron comes in. So handy. Fold it in a little more on this side. So the steam on this thing is so good. All right. So here's an option, and I mentioned this in the instructions. This is totally optional and up to you, but this is something that we're going to finish at the very end, this pillow. You can do two things. We can go back through and do a quick top stitch around here, just a decorative top stitch if you want. So that way when we go to fill this and sew this part shut, it looks like it's part of the top stitch. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. But when you go to do this top stitch, you want to make sure you leave this open because you still have to fill the pillow. If you want to wait until you fill it and do your top stitch, you can. It's just a little harder to sew around it when it's full. So just keep that in mind. And if you don't want to top stitch around it at all, and you want to fill it, and then you can hand sew this shut if you want, but or you can just sew right across this one side if that works for you. But I am going to do my little decorative top stitch around it. Okay, so we're going to go back to the machine real quick. And I'm going to start where my opening ends on this side. And again, I'm lining it up with the edge here. We're just going to do a little bit of a back stitch. We're going to close this later.
And Bethany, everyone is in love with the fabric kits. And so Amy put them that link online. So
Perfect.
That's
Thank you.
in the chat. So guys, look in the chat if you are looking for that link.
I love this rainbow one that I picked out for today's project. I had a hard time picking one to use because they were all so cute. And it made it so easy to match fabrics for this project.
All the work was done for you.
It really was. Took all the guesswork out. Almost done. Put it one more time, just a little bit. There we go. Back stitch, and we're good. All right, so now you'll see here, I have my decorative stitch all the way around, except for on my opening. We will fill this gap in once we fill it up. That's the last step, okay? Now we're gonna come back over here again. I know it's back and forth today. I'm going to trim my threads real quick. So now that we have our pillow and our strap, it's time to put it onto our lining. So we're going to take the lining that is the bigger lining that does not have the stabilizer on it. And we are going to, I'm going to slide this over. We're going to take our pillow here. Oh, I got another string. Hold on one second. The little string's getting in the way. And we are going to put our strap, this end of our strap, the opposite end of our pillow, and we're going to put it along this edge 3 inches in from this side. So I am going to get my ruler and line it up. That is 3 inches in. You guys see that? I am going to pin it in place. All right. And next, I'm going to take my outside lining. Oh, you know what? I just realized I did. This is supposed to be right side up. So let's just do that again and we'll just review it again. I'm glad I caught it. Let's see here. So right side up with this lining. This is your inside lining. Your inside lining is going to be bigger than your outside lining. We're going to line it up. It's good practice. These colors are going to be so good together. There we go. And we're just going to pin that in place. And we're going to take our outside lining. It is smaller. And we are going to line these corners up. And we are going to, I like to use clips, but you're welcome to use pins, whatever you would like, whatever you're comfortable using. You just want to make sure that your edges are lined up really well. And next we are going to sew another 1/4 inch seam all the way across here, making sure that we catch the strap. This is attaching the strap in the pocket to what's going to be our thread catching basket. Okay, so once again, we're going to go back over to the machine. I'm lining it up right along that edge. And again, don't forget your back stitch. I know I'm going to say it every time because if I don't, then I'll forget. Now I'm getting to where my strap is. Again, I've got a little pin holding that there, so we want to make sure we stop in time to remove that pin. We don't want to go over our pins or try to go over our clips. That'll damage our machine and our needles. It's not good for that. There we go.
And Bethany, just to reiterate, you're using the right side of that 1/4 inch foot. So you're getting a 1/4 inch seam just by using the foot.
That 1/4 inch piecing foot makes it so much easier when using 1/4 inch seam allowances. Here we go, all the way across. All right, so now go back over here again. It's just back and forth. So it's nice that this is right next to the machine today. Trim my threads, and I'm going to, oh, look how cool this is turning out. I love it. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm just going to, now I'm going to flip it over and I'm put the strap and pillow towards the side that has the lining, which is my outside, okay? I'm going to press this seam down towards my inside lining, which is that bigger piece, okay?
So are you opening the seam, Bethany? Or
I'm not opening it, I'm just folding it towards the one side. Not opening it. Just like this. There we go. All right, so now that I have this in place, And again, my strap and my pillow are on the outside lining side. We are going to take this piece of, it's like a belting strip. You can use cotton webbing. There's different things you can use, but this is to help stabilize what's going to be the top rim of our rug catcher. So this piece right here is where this is, okay? So that's what we're creating here. And this piece is going to be a little longer than this is wide. And I am going to kind of tuck it up under this seam. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is move this out of the way for just a second so I have a nice flat surface to work on. There we go. We're just going to tuck it under. It's going to hang off the edges just a little bit. And we're going to pin this in place, okay? I'm going to pin one in the middle and one on each end, but not all the way to the edge because we are going to be sewing this around. So I just want to get it close to there. There we go. One more on this side. How's everybody doing? Doing okay?
And they're doing great.
Great. You pros. This is, y'all are amazing. Thank you for keeping up with me. I know we're kind of going quick. So now that we have this in place, we are going to take it on opposite ends here and fold it in half. Again, keeping this tucked out of the way. I'm going to fold it in half, lining up our edges. We want to make sure this kind of stays out of the way. So we may kind of fold that up too. There we go. Like so. All right, this is tucked down under here. And this is where those clips come in handy again. We are going to clip our edges and our straps and everything together. So I would like to start right here in the middle and work my way around. And not have too many clips. And you can clip, you can pin, whatever you are comfortable with, whatever you have available. Make sure they stay lined up. And this time we're going to sew down, across, over our webbing here, all the way across. You guys see on this side? We're going to come in a little bit, leave about a 3-inch gap because we have all of this to turn right side out. So leave a big gap, and then we're going to sew this little bit right here, okay?
People are loving the clips, Bethany.
These are so my mom is a quilter and she got me hooked on clips. So, and they have been so helpful when I do like garment sewing. The little shawl I have on today I made, and since it's like a silky material, the clips definitely come in handy. So we have everything clipped up. Let's move back to the sewing machine.
And Bethany, while you're moving back,
Yes.
Will you reiterate what the strap, what type of material you used for the strap?
It is, and I have it on the instructions, so let me just make sure I say it correctly. It is a 1-inch belting or strapping piece. You know the stuff that you use to make like a leash or a collar that can go along the inside, or the strap on like a backpack. This can come in white, it can come in black, comes in different colors. I picked this one up. So this is 1 inch wide and I cut it 18 inches long. And it's like kind of like a nylon kind of strap. Now there is some like cotton webbing straps. You just want something sturdy that's gonna hold the shape of the edge of your bag here, okay? I wouldn't do anything with stretch like elastic. I wouldn't go that route, but the belting really seems to work. I'm going to shift my machine over just a little bit. I got stuff in the way on the table. I'll turn this camera a little more. You guys see that okay? All right, so we're just going to go in and start sewing around the edge again. Forget your back stitch. That sound like a broken record today.
And Bethany, you got the strapping, or people are calling it webbing too, you know, that sort of
There's
thing.
different terms and there's different types that you can get.
And you got it at Michael's?
I think we had to order it. I don't know if we had it at our local store, but I don't think or something similar to it. So this part right here, you got to be a little slow on because you're going over this cotton felting here. We got over it. This heavy duty machine can sew over anything. Love it. All right, we're gonna keep going. We're almost there. And this is a 1/4 inch seam allowance around this bag. Following the edge, the right edge of our fabric is on the right edge of the foot, the 1/4 inch foot. And we drop the needle, lift the foot, pivot, and we'll put the foot back down. Okay, and then this is the end that does not have the stabilizer. This is your inside lining. This is the end that you're going to leave that opening, this big gap right here. Okay. Just going to go in just a little bit. Back stitch. Up and trim my threads, and then stay right back under here again. Use this end and just sew this last little bit. Back stitch. And back stitch. There we go. It's really starting to take shape. All right, so let's move back over here. Hope you guys aren't getting dizzy yet. Are we doing okay?
They're doing great. A couple people have not seen the strapping or belting or webbing at Michael's.
Yeah.
So, but you said you were able to order it online.
Yes. And then they may have some other variations of that. I know some people will use like a cotton webbing, just something thick and sturdy that's going to help hold that shape. Now, here's the thing. If you're using this cotton fabric, you are going to use your stabilizer and all of that. If you are using like a denim fabric or a heavier fabric like a duck cloth or something that you would do like interior upholstery with, that heavier fabric, you don't need the stabilizer on, and you might even be able to get away with not having to do this piece right here. It just helps hold that top shape. Okay. So I trim my pieces here. Now, this part is where we're going to do what's called boxing our bottoms. We want we don't want our bag to be flat. We want it to be round and have a shape. So I'm going to show you real quick on this finished one what boxed bottoms look like. You guys see that? So this is what we're trying to achieve, and we're going to do it on the outside and on that inside piece down in there. I know you can't really see that, but we're going to do it. Okay. I like to start with this one, the side that has the stabilizer, and the best way to get to it, we're going to make this a puppet real quick. Actually, let's go ahead and take these little pins out, just so we don't poke ourselves. So they're safe than sorry. Okay, I'm going to stick my hand down in my little bag, and I can feel my little pillow and everything. So I've got my two corners here. And I'm just going to use my fingers to bring them together. You can tell I ironed this on last night, so it's a little goofy. This is the fidgety part. This is the part where you just have to be a little patient. But basically, we want to bring our corners together. If they want to go together today, there we go. And bring them to a point like this. And then we're going to kind of square it off as best we can. Stabilizer makes it a little stiff. There we go. Doing it like a puppet helps.
I like the way you call it a puppet.
Can you tell I have a child? And my mom was a school teacher. We have puppets. All right, so. Embossing corners, once you get this kind of in position, is really easy, but we want to make it nice and even here, okay? So when we fold it open, and I know my stabilizer is lifting a little bit, but that's okay. When we open it, we have a nice square or diamond shape, okay? Like I said, you just gotta fidget with it for a second. Quick press just to hold that down, okay? So now that we have this, this is where our square ruler is gonna come into play. You have a 45-degree angle that goes right down the middle. And that is where we're going to line up this line with our edge of our square here. And we're gonna go about 1.5 inches in. So this is the 1 inch, let's see here. Let me go from this angle. Let me go from this way. This is the 1 inch mark, so we want 1.5. So that's gonna be about here. And we're going to use a fabric pen or whatever pen you want to use. Line this up. I want to make sure it's nice. We want square bottoms, not like wonky bottoms, okay? And we're just going to use our marker along here. There we go. Just like that. And then we're going to just pin this down in place, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Flip it over. Do the same thing. 1.5 inch mark right here. And it again. Once you learn to box bottoms, it's actually quite easy. So now we did it on this side. We're going to do the same thing on this side. This side's a little trickier just because you have this opening, okay? And you can't stick your hand in there to fidget it out. So bring your corners together, pull your fabric out. Just kind of bear with me on my fidgets. I have to tuck them in. Easier said than done sometimes, but we'll get it. I did it once, I can do it twice, right? Sometimes it helps to lay it down. Tuck these in a little more. Those are wonky. There we go. I think I'm getting there. We doing okay with questions?
We are.
Okay.
Someone had a suggestion about using batting instead of interfacing, which I think is very doable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it just make it a little bit bulkier, but I think that would
You would-
help hold it.
You would probably need to have wider openings to be able to turn them right side out, especially on that strap. I know I didn't show you guys how to do it because it takes a minute to turn it. So just be aware that you may need to leave a wider opening if you're going to use something other than the stabilizer that we used. All right, so I think I got it. Like I said, you just have to play with it for a minute. Just gonna fold it open. There we go. And do the same thing I did on the other side. At my 1.5 inch mark. And if you have, like, if you're using, like, let's say you decide to use a black fabric or something really dark, and this isn't going to show up, they have chalk pencils that you can use, or chalk lines that you can do as well to make that show up on the darker fabric. Gonna pin this side in place. Just so it doesn't come out of its little square. Go. I got this marker out of our little accessory caddy over here that is available. On Michael's website, right?
Yep, and actually that was an add-on to the accessory
Oh, it
caddy.
was?
It was.
Oh, she went and grabbed it. I appreciate that. Sorry.
No, it is, I got it at Michael's, but I just put it in there to keep everything together.
I'm that smart. That's how you say work. That's why it's in the caddy to organize you.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to sew along these lines that we drew, and then we're going to cut off this excess. Okay. We're going to do that on both ends. Now we're going to go back to the machine.
And Belinda says when she makes her box corners, Bethany, she
Mhm.
just measures like a certain distance from the tip
Yeah.
down. And so I think there are different ways of doing it.
Absolutely. And that might be easy too. I wanted to use my new square ruler.
Yeah.
All right, so again, we're gonna back stitch. And I am just following this line. There we go. And I will cut them all when I'm done sewing them all, just all at once. Has anybody commented what fabrics or colors they wanted to use for their thread catcher?
Oh, that's a great question. No one's commented
I
yet.
went with every color of the rainbow. So I would love to know what theme, I mean, what theme of colors you choose to match maybe your sewing room, your craft room.
And Belinda said she thinks the square ruler will make it easier. So that's cool.
Mhm.
So Tina is saying she's going to use a little bit of everything.
I
think
like
that's
it.
great.
I did the same thing today. We want it to be bright and cheerful and happy, because I mean, that's what sewing's all about, just being happy and cheerful. Doing things that we love. And obviously all of us here today love to sew. That's why we're here. And we are doing something for ourselves this sewing month. National Sewing Month is doing something for ourselves. Okay, so now we're gonna come back over here again. Glad I got my little stool on wheels today. Okay, I'm gonna take my pins out. Go. Go. I'm gonna trim these corners off. You don't want to get too close. You want to leave a little bit there. And using my Singer fabric scissors today that are fantastic. These are also available at Michael's. Go. Around to this side. Now, my next question is, who watched our videos from July where we did like a 3-part series, holiday series in July? Who tuned in for those? Because those were fantastic and we had so much fun. Sonny and I did those together. All right. All right, so now that we have our box bottoms, we're about ready to turn this right side out. But before we do, I want to make sure that this strap doesn't get twisted and out of place when we turn it right side out. So I'm going to take a pin. Let's see if I can find a bigger one. Ah, there's a nice long one. This is the part where you want to be a little careful. I'm going to take my pin and go in the inside, and I'm going to find the center here, and I'm just going to pin this right here in the center, but I'm going to do it from the inside so that when I turn it right side out, I can remove my pin nice and easy. Okay. This is optional, but it just helps keep that in place. Go back and line it up. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now we're just gonna grab it and turn our puppet right side out. Through our little hole over here. Watch out for that pin. There we go. Look at all these colors. I love it. I should have made my first one all these bright colors. This is so fun. Okay, I'm gonna use my hand to kind of push these out You can use the corners. Look at our box bottoms. They turned out great. I got a little thread here. I'll just trim that. Look how good these box bottoms came out. I'm telling you, this is a really quick and easy project to do. And it's good to do something for yourself, to craft or sew something for yourself that's going to benefit you in your space. All right, so our strap seems to be nice and straight. And here's our, the strap on the inside, I mean, I was just kind of feeling around for it, but this strap and our pillow's doing great. So the next thing we want to do is we have this opening down here. We obviously need to close that. This is the part that's going to be on the inside. So it's not super critical as to how it looks. It's going to be on the inside of the bag, but I'm going to get my mat over here and I'm going to press these in about 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm just going to run a quick stitch down that to close it in. We are really wrapping this up quickly, guys. So hope you guys are having fun. All right. There we go. Let's see that. Right. I'm going to go right back to the machine and we're just going to go straight across this bottom. Okay. Again, 1/4 inch. That thread straightened out over here. I got one stuck. Let me move this. There we go. If you need that, you can take it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just start right here. Pull my thread, straighten my needle. Don't forget to back stitch. Should be my like anthem. There we go. We have our bottoms. Now you could be using threads that match your fabrics. I chose to do ones, just do white the whole time, just so it shows up better on camera for you all to be able to see. There we go. Trim our threads. I'm singing again. That means we're having fun. Okay, we'll come back over to this camera again because I want you to see how we turn this the right way. Now we just need to stuff this down into our bag. And this is where you want to kind of hold on to that belting piece. And tuck, tuck, tuck. There we go. Look at it coming along. This is so cute. I'm loving this bag. What do you guys think so far? This is looking really good. Now, I mean, you could stop here. We have our box bottoms in the inside and the outside, and we've got our little pocket. You could just fill this up and be done. But then you have only a 2-in-1 organizer, and we really need 3. So the next piece is our pocket. This is the last step, okay? So we're going to kind of set our bag aside for a second. We are going to fold and press in our 1/4 inch seam and stitch across here on both of the short ends, okay?
So Bethany, people are loving your colors. Someone asked, where's the pin, I think, that you used for the belting to hold the belting in place when you turned it?
Yes,
Is
it
it
is
still
still
there?
there.
Okay.
It is still there. It is right here because it's sewn into the seam allowance over here, but it's still here. It's holding it in place. I'm going to keep it there for just a minute longer until we get this in place, and then I'll remove it and we'll press this down. And in order to attach the pocket, we are going to run a top stitch across the top of our bag here. And what that's going to do is attach the strap, the bag, and this pocket's going to go right down on the inside, and it's going to do it all in one single stitch around, so we don't have to do it all each time. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. Okay, so that's our 3-in-1 stitch. I guess we're sewing 3 things together in one stitch. Okay, so now that we have our pocket piece, we're going to sew down the short ends real quick. I'll go back over here. I know we're almost done going back and forth, I promise. the colors that I'm using today, the fabrics, it did come in one of those little bundle sets that you guys love so much. So go find it at Michael's. To me, it was kind of like a throwback to like the 80s and 90s with these like turquoise and purples and pinks all mixed together. Reminds me of my childhood. Get your back stitch. I'm gonna say it every time, guys. All right, so we'll head back over. Sorry, Sonny, we're gonna flip again. She's too busy typing,
Yep.
Which is great. You guys keep asking them questions. Trim my threads. This project right here is proof that you need a thread catcher. All right, so this is going to be our pocket, and we are going to fold it in half, but not completely in half. I want to leave a little bit of a offset here. The reason being is we're going to use this side to attach it to our bag, and then this is our opening. It just makes it easier. We don't want to attach both ends, and then we can't open our pocket, okay? So we're going to just offset it a little, and we can do a quick press down. And maybe 2 quick clips. We're just going to sew up this side and up this side, and we're going to stop here. We're not going to go all the way up. We're just going to stop right here. Okay. Just kidding. We want to have a seam allowance all the way up. All right. And we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. There we go. All right. Flipping back, Sonny. Thank you. Trim my threads again. Go. Okay, and then we're just going to turn this little pocket right side out.
And by turning down that fabric and sewing that down, it gives you a nice clean edge, right?
It really does. It really does. It just makes it look more finished. This is where this little tool comes back in hand. Nice sharp corners, nice clean seams. All right, I'm going to give this a quick press. Just so it looks nice. All right. Now we're going to add this to our bag. And it's just going to slide right down in here. Now, I only folded mine down 1/4 inch. I kind of realized that I probably should have done it a little further so you don't see the stabilizer. So next time, if you want to fold this top part down a little further and then just pull this one down a little further, that's fine. But today, for time's sake, I'm not going to go back and fix it. So what I'm going to do, and this is just so you guys can see, we're going to line up, lay our bag flat, nice and flat. I've got my pocket down in my bag, and I've got my strap coming out. Now, there's 2 options here. You could leave the strap loose like this, separate from this part of the bag, totally up to you. The only thing is the bag is going to hang down off of it and tilt forward a little bit. I chose to have a little more stability to sew all of these together. So, take that little pin out. I'm going to clip my strap, my bag, and my pocket all together. So now I'm going to run a top stitch, 1/4 inch top stitch, all the way around this top part of my bag. And that will sew my pocket on. It'll give a nice little clean finished edge to the top of my bag, and it'll attach the strap to my bag so it hangs like this. Does that make sense? All right, we're almost done. So we're gonna go back to the machine. Now, in order to do this, we obviously have to go around the bag, and we can't sew it shut, so we need to go around the inside. So in order to do that, we are going to get my little thread spot. I'm gonna take this part off of the sewing machine. It's like this. It's the little part that has your storage compartment, everything. And set that aside. And I like to flip it over and go this way. And we're just gonna slide our bag. Sorry if my arm's in the way, but I gotta get it in there. I like to start at one end. Okay. So does that make sense? How I've got my bag in there? Is there any questions about that? You guys?
No. And
see
they
that
are,
okay?
they're talking about beads and lace and buttons
there's-
and all
I
sorts
think
of
this would be
things.
so cute with like a little pom-pom trim around it. Now just be careful. The more weight you put on the bottom part, you may have to make this part bigger to balance the weight. So when it hangs off your table, it doesn't just fall off, okay? Let's see here. I think my little thread is not under my foot. I want to make sure my thread's under my foot there. There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move this clip out of the way and drop my foot into place, making sure, again, I got my strap, I've got the edge of my bag, and then underneath is that pocket, okay? And this is why that heavy duty machine really shines sewing through multiple layers. Again, don't forget to backstitch. Make sure this belting piece that's under here, you'll feel it, is right along that edge. You want to make sure that we're sewing that belting piece into place. Tuck this under here. There we go. This part you're going to take a little slow. Take your time. This is not a rush. This part will be visible on the outside of your bag, so you want to make sure you take your time. It looks real nice, and polished, and finished. Let's hope mine does, right? All right, we're coming around. We got to stop every so often and kind of pull the bag back through. I'm ready to take this clip out, hold my fabric down. And I'm feeling, I know you can't see the edge right here, but I can see it, and I'm feeling it with my fingernail. So I'm making sure I'm staying in line with the right edge of my foot, my 1/4 inch foot, so that my top stitch matches all the way around. It lines up. I don't come off center or crooked.
So Bethany, they just reiterate that you are sewing through the belting,
I
correct?
am sewing through the belting. This is going to secure it into place. I have sewed through the strap, the pocket, and the edge of the belting. So it's a lot to sew through, but it makes it look so nice when done.
Yeah,
So I'm going
that's
to come
great.
back over here one more time real quick.
And there was a question about needles, and I went ahead and answered
Oh,
it,
perfect.
but
What
I
was that
just,
question?
the question was about having to use a much larger needle, like a 16 or an 18. And basically, as long as you have a new needle, I think a size 14, what would you say? A size 14 is a
Absolutely.
good size, as long as it's new.
Yes. And what's the rule on changing your needle? Does anybody know? Because we talked about this on the last few Zoom classes. I'm wondering if anybody who watched those knows what the rule is. A little pop quiz at the end of our little class today. Y'all didn't know that was coming. So you're supposed to change it every 8 to 10 hours of sewing. So
Yeah, Kathy
someone got it. I
Yeah,
saw it every 8
yeah.
hours sewing. Good job. Who was that?
That's Kathy.
Way to go, Kathy. Bonus points for Kathy. All right, guys. So we have our pocket in place. We have our bag. This is looking, so what's left? Our little pillow here. So today I am using rice, just plain old rice. You can use like crushed walnut shells or something like that. I just happen to have rice in my pantry, so that's what we're using. I have a little crafting funnel that I just happen to have at home. It makes it easier. If you do not have a funnel, you can roll up a piece of paper and tape it, and it'll help you. You just want to try to prevent making such a mess. You could just go straight in if you want, but I am a messy person, so I'm just gonna go about this way. Now, when it comes to filling this up, we already top stitch around. So I'm gonna fill it a little more than halfway, but not too full because I still need to be able to sew it shut here. If you are going to top stitch around after filling it up, you're going to have to use a little bit less to be able to get your machine to go all the way around the edge. If you are just going to hand sew this shut and you don't care about the top stitching part and you're just going to hand sew this part shut, you can fill it up a little more. It's totally personal preference here on how you want to finish this out. Jiggle it all down in there. All right, a little bit more. I'll pack it down there. In there, we want to make sure that our needles have a good place to rest when we're not using them, right?
So someone just asked if this is washerable, if using rice. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Unless you want some really puffy, cook some rice in your washing machine and this little, it would probably all get swollen and puffy. Probably not machine washable with the rice in place. I'm not sure about the nut shells though, like crushed walnut shells. And I hear those are really good for like your pins so they don't get dull. They do make stuff that's like scented like lavender, which is nice and soothing in your craft room, you know. All right.
I think you'd almost just have to, you know, if you are using rice, you're not going to wash it. And then if some of the others, you'd have to read up on those other.
That's probably a good suggestion. You might have to, if it gets messy or something, just spot wash and try to keep or hand wash it and keep this part out of the way and out of the water. I am going to turn these remember how we pressed these in earlier? It just makes that so much easier. I'm just going to flip it closed. And we're just going to run our little top stitch and we are done. What is this? I don't need to put that back on for this. Right. Last time I'm going to say it, don't forget your back stitch. We're almost done, guys. There we go. We'll come back over here one more time so you guys can see it up close. All right, I finished my top stitch all the way around. You can barely even tell that I had an opening there. How great is that? So my threads and clean it up. And we are done with our bag. How cute is that? All right, so some of the things I like to put in my little pocket here is my little marker pen, corner tool. If I'm having a not so great day, my seam ripper, my little shears can even go in here. Probably not all of this at once, it makes it a little heavy, but whatever you're using, that's what is great to keep in your little pocket. If you do need to make your pocket deeper, you can. This one is only, I think I made it 10 inches long. You could go deeper into the bag, but I just didn't want it to get too heavy. But those are some of the things you can put in there. And we're done. All right, you want to go to the overhead? I mean, not the overhead, that one, perfect. Okay, so what do you think? I think this turned out so cute.
People love it.
Awesome.
Cute project.
Awesome. Well, this was a fun make, and I hope you take the time to make this for yourself, especially on National Sewing Month. It's important that we remember to do something for ourselves every once in a while. And this was so much fun to do for myself, and I have to give this one away. So I will give this one probably to Sonny if she wants it. Anyways, we are actually going to be doing more of these sewing classes. So if you really enjoyed this one, we hope to see you next month in October. We actually have 3 in October. We're going to be doing a whole Halloween series. Different types of costumes, something for you, something for the kids, something last minute. Lots of fun projects there. I'm going to have different guests on every week. So you're going to get to see some new faces, and Sonny will be back for one of those. So we're excited to do that one. And don't forget, we did 3 in July. So be sure to check those out. And if you're new to sewing, Sonny did some really good, I think 5 or 6 different, 5 different tutorials back in March. All of these are recorded. So just remember they are on Michael's YouTube channel and on their website. And the last thing we want to mention, grab this little sheet so I can remember. If you make this, we want to see it. We want to see what you make, the colors you chose, the way you chose to personalize it. You guys are naming some things you want to do with some embellishments. I love that. But you want to use these hashtags, make it with Michael's, hashtag Michael's classes, and hashtag Singer Sewing. So I'm going to hold that up for you guys to see, but I'm pretty sure they're going to drop those in the chat too. So copy paste those, okay? That way we see your pictures and we see your finished projects and we can share those. All right, guys. Any last questions? Anything else I need to say?
No?
Can you possibly show the project hanging?
Absolutely. You know what? Let me see.
Or maybe right there. Maybe
Let
with
me
that
back this camera up a little bit. You will switch to this one and I'll move it.
Yeah. So we'll try, and Felicia, if we can go
There we
back. There we
go.
go.
I'm gonna lower it.
Yeah, there we
I know it's a
go.
little dark right here in this area. Excuse all of our cords.
There we go.
Does that help? You see both of them? Okay. I know it's not the best camera angle, but I'm doing my best here. So yes, it does sit perfectly on the edge of your counter. You can also take it and put it on the edge of your ironing board. And like I said, it keeps everything in one place. You just grab and take it with your project back and forth. Okay. Awesome. So thank you so much, guys, for having me. Again, my name is Bethany. I'm an education specialist with Singer. We are so glad to be partnered with Michael's, and we will see you again in October. So be looking for those tutorials and Zoom classes coming up. Okay. Thank you, Felicia, for helping us today. Bye, guys.